Welcome to a Stars, Cars, Guitars special. I've got my torch and I've got that YouTube champion, the one and only Bearded Explorer.
Hello.
This is going to be good, yeah?
Yeah, we're going to have a good time today, definitely.
Cars?
Cars, lots of old cars, lots of dust.
Oh, yes.
Let's go and have a look.
Okay, let's go. I can't wait. Old cars, lots of dust. What's not to know about this?
Stars, cars, guitars.
All right. Mystery location. Cars locked away that haven't seen daylight for years and years and years. And a YouTube champion, the Bearded Explorer. This guy's channel is fabulous. So, Explorer, how did all of this start?
Ever since I was at school, really. So I used to play around abandoned buildings and things as a kid, and as the years went on, I tended to sort of like appreciate it more over the years, and then got into photography. Did that for a number of years, and then I started watching videos on YouTube of other people doing similar stuff to me, and I thought to myself, well, I could do this, you know, in fact I could probably do it better. So I decided to start filming my explorers. The channel started slow, and over a couple of years it grew, and I'm almost on 100,000 subscribers now, so it's taken off pretty well. And it's a hobby at the end of the day, you know, it's a hobby of mine. It's a strange hobby, but a lot of people seem to enjoy it. So that's why I continue to make all these videos.
I loved it when I saw the thumbnail of the old E Type Jag hidden in the bushes and the foliage, obviously beyond repair. Yeah. Let's take a look at that video now, just a bit of that, can we?
Yeah, of course, yeah. I actually feel like crying right now, I really do. This is criminal. Who leaves a Jaguar E Type like this to rot away? So basically we arrived at the location. It's a massive site. There was no fences around it, so you could quite easily just walk in. Loads of dog walkers in the area. We were walking up for about 5 minutes, and we started noticing the cars appearing through the bushes. And the very first car, believe it or not, the very first car that we found was a Jaguar E Type. And honestly, this car was incredible. It had been there for maybe 20 years, maybe more. The car had obviously seen better days. There wasn't much left of it at all. Completely beyond, you know, restoration, sadly. And probably one of the most desirable cars I've ever found at one of these locations. But, you know, not just the Jaguar, there was a Lotus XL there were rare Alfa Romeos, there was a four-wheel drive Fiat Panda. You know, very unusual.
We don't care about
the
Panda.
Yeah.
But your golden rule is you will not take anything, you will not touch anything, but it must have been very, very tempting. You see an E-Type that has been there for years and years and years, and the steering wheel would be worth having. The gear knob, the wire wheels, had they not been in such a bad state, isn't there a part of you that would think, I just as well have that gear knob?
It doesn't interest me in the slightest. I don't need to steal stuff. The golden rule, like I say, is never take anything, you know, leave just footprints. There's a lot of Urbexers out there who use the hobby to commit crime like that, but it's not in my blood. It's something I don't do. You know, I don't really care how much it's worth. You know, it's just nice to see it how it is and leave it alone. You know.
Now here, there are cars locked away, and I've seen a really interesting car. Can we go and take a look?
Absolutely, yeah, let's go and have a look.
Now, Bearded Explorer, I'm really excited about this because when this car was released to the British public in the mid-70s, it was Car of the Year. British Leyland kind of ruined the story, yeah. As they had a habit of doing in the 70s, but this is a beautiful Rover SD1. Now, this one's from '87, and you know that this hasn't been on the road for a long while.
Yeah, 2011 it was last MOT'd. It's quite easy to do. You can type the registration into the Gov website and it gives you all the MOT history. So this car has been sitting here since 2011, and it's a shame, you know, it's a very desirable car. And it's a waste if you ask me. It's, you know, it really is.
We can't even really make out what colour it is because it's covered in dirt, and you can see that obviously some animals have been walking over it, and have left their footprints. Looks like it's got a sunroof. They were very, very luxurious cars, these cars.
Yeah, that's right.
All of these cars, why, lovely old Merc here, why are we so fascinated with old cars?
I don't know.
So many of us just can't stop looking at them and watching all these brilliant YouTube videos.
I know. Something about them, isn't there? I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm a petrol head, massive petrol head, and I love old cars, but it just seems to be just such a big community you know, that just loves cars. I mean, car videos, you know, on YouTube are just go through the roof.
I wonder, I suppose every car tells a story. Someone went out once and every single one had been bought brand new by a very proud person. And that car would obviously take families on journeys and holidays and exciting places. And someone else would have it and love it or not love it. And I think there's a lot of emotion wrapped up in what cars maybe your dad had when you were growing up, or the car you passed your test in, or the car of your dreams. We may think with old cars we could afford the car of our dreams, but of course a lot of them are worth so much money now we can't, so we can look on YouTube.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, cars, like you say, you know, you make memories with them. You know, they're very sentimental to people. I met one guy once who his family had never sold a car. 108 cars in his field. He had a massive collection of cars. Never sold a car, and it fascinated me. It really did. You know, part of the family, really. At the end of the day, aren't they?
Stars, Cars, Guitars. Subscribe. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and starscarsguitars.co.uk.
Wow, look at this, a Capri. It looks like a 2.8 injection.
Yeah, super rare as well. It looks like it's got the old pepper pot wheels on it, this one. So not the original wheels, but nevertheless still a very desirable car.
And whoever owns this has got all of the bits to put it back together, and a truckload of spares inside the motor. This is going to be worth a little bit when it's finished.
Yeah, definitely. It's obviously someone's project car, you know. They've got it down here, storing it here. Maybe they've got another car they're doing at the moment, and this one's just been pushed to the back of the line.
Tell me about this video you made. You went to an actor's house. Now, you didn't name the actor in the video at the time, but unfortunately after you had been there, other people went in, made videos and trashed the place. This was an amazing property with beautiful parquet flooring, and everything was left there. Now, this was the actor Trevor Howard.
That's right, yeah. So obviously at the time when the house was still, you know, not being used, I didn't want to put his name in because obviously it'd give the location away. But since then, obviously other people have been there, done, you know, what you said. But the house has now been sold and it's being renovated, so it doesn't matter who knows, you know, whose house it is now. But yeah, at the time I didn't want to tell anyone who it was, just because it would have given the location away. And at the time I went there was still a lot of valuable items in there. And
the suitcase.
The suitcase was very cool.
This suitcase, like, it was just waiting to go away on holiday. And the living room, the kind of his and hers living room. Yeah, what an amazing property.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, you know, that's his whole life in that house. You know, the suitcase, for example, had badges and patches from all the places he's been. You know, his name and address was on that suitcase. So very unique. You know, there's not another one in the world. You know, it's the only one. And if somebody is that interested in Trevor Howard, I mean, very valuable as well. And that's one of the reasons why I don't give the locations out, because, you know, the next person who watches the video think, I'll go there and have that, and you never see it again.
How come so many people found that? Was it an easy find for people? Had it been in the local paper or something like that?
No, it was somebody went there before me, another well-known YouTuber, and he put it in his title basically. So yeah, I didn't want to do that because, you know, I try my best to keep these places hidden. So unfortunately with that one, a lot of people did go there. But it's just, you know, one of those things. Unfortunately, it's out of my control. You know, I do my very best to keep them hidden, you know, out of respect for the people, but there are others out there who just don't care, which is a shame really. Kind of spoils it for everyone else, you know.
What about when you actually did get arrested, and then am I right in thinking you got unarrested?
Yeah, absolutely. So like always, I never break in, never take anything, never cause any damage.
That's not a problem at all.
Tazer, stay where you are. Keep your hands behind the shoulders.
That's not
up against the wall now. Up against the wall now. Come over here, up against this wall.
So when the police arrived, they didn't know who we were, you know, so they have to do what they have to do. They arrested us, took us down to the cars, took our name and details and everything, and then asked us how we got in, what we were doing, and when we showed them, they were like, okay, you haven't actually broken the law, we'll let you go.
But the brilliant thing about this video is, when the dogs were barking, the police dogs were barking, and the police were on the other side of the door, you kept filming. Now, did you keep filming on purpose, or did you, you know, in the moment think, oh, you didn't even realise your gear was on?
No, we always film. So we always film our point of entry, so we can prove how we got in. And if we ever get caught, we always film that, just in case there's any foul play. If anyone gets too aggressive, you know, for our own safety, we basically film it, you know, just for that purpose. But obviously that situation was quite entertaining for other people to watch, with the dogs barking and police shouting at us, you know, tasers pointed at us. I won't lie, it's terrifying.
I've always had a soft spot for the Hillman Imp.
Yeah.
My dad had one as an extra car when I was a kid. It was like his second work car. And then I had one. Of course, they were famous for overheating with the head gasket.
Yeah, they were.
But look, it says in the back there, Supreme for quality cars. Rustington. All you need to do is dial 4830. Could you maybe Google for me Supreme, and is there anything about Supreme
We'll have
cars?
a look. Yeah, we'll have a look. Yeah, definitely.
In 1969, someone would have been thrilled that they had a brand new Hillman Imp. I mean, let's be honest, they weren't as good as Mini.
No.
But you know, they were fun. They were nippy.
So this has come up, Supreme Cars in Cheltenham. So this could be a different business. Maybe they've relocated, I don't know.
No, they would have closed down years ago. You weren't going to ever build a successful business selling Hillman Imps.
No, that's right. My friend's dad used to have one, and it was converted for hill climbs, and it had a motorbike engine in the back, a Suzuki Hayabusa.
Wow.
Super fast, really fast.
Nice blue interior.
Oh yeah, I've never noticed.
So when was the last time this was MOT'd?
Well, let's have a look. 2007.
Oh, right.
1969.
It's got lovely hubcaps on it.
So it's quite a nice colour scheme actually. I really like that.
I wouldn't mind this.
No.
Now you've had videos go over 1 million views. What's your favourite, most popular one?
It's probably the house that we went to about 2 years ago now, I think it was. So it had been abandoned for about 30 years. Belonged to an old lady. She passed away. And the house was just a time capsule, you know, that everything was still in there. There were even a pair of socks hanging over the cooker still. All the cups were there. The whole house was just completely untouched, you know.
And you got in through a back door or a side door, because you never break in, do you?
No, never break in.
So
no.
the worst you do is trespass.
Basically, yeah. And obviously trespass is civil, you know. It's not illegal in this country unless it's on an MOD ground or on a railway line. So yeah, trespass is civil. So basically, yeah, if I turn up to a house and I can't find a way in, I won't go in. But on that one, for example, we actually found that the back window, it's been empty for 30 years, had literally just fallen down, and it was wide open, so you could just walk straight in. Yeah, it was amazing, that one. I'll never forget that one. It was a real, I don't know, a very special one. You know, there's not many places that are genuine like that. And yeah, it was a real eye-opener to see it in that condition, you know, watching it age over the years, and all the ivy coming through the windows. But just seeing like the teapots out, you know, ready to make a cup of tea. They've just been left there for nearly 30 years, you know. Amazes
so
me.
many unfinished stories.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's what it's about.
Yeah,
the story hasn't ended.
Yeah.
Someone has sadly passed away, or they've gone into a home.
Yeah.
They've had to park their car up, leave their property.
Yeah. Life goes on, you know. Nature takes control and just completely transforms these places, you know. It's quite a powerful thing. You see it when it grows through, like, for example, a fence like this. You know, a tree would start off very small, and over the years the trunk would grow, sometimes destroy the fence as well. You know, I've seen them go up through bicycle frames, through cars, and it's just, yeah, it's amazing. It just amazes me, it really does.
I've really enjoyed this. It's always interesting to meet and talk with you, but I'm glad we've made a video. Stars, Cars, Guitars loves the Bearded Explorer. Just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep giving us those videos on YouTube.
I will do.
Every Friday?
Every weekend.
Every weekend.
Yeah.
All right, we're every Friday, you're every weekend.
Yeah. Thank you.
Stars, Cars, Guitars was produced by Tom Stroud.